What's up, guys? In this recipe, we're going to show you how to make atchara. Atchara is a pickled Filipino side dish made up of unripened green papaya and is usually eaten with some type of Filipino fried or grilled food. To make our family's version of atchara, you'll first need half an unripened green papaya. Start by scooping out all the seeds in the papaya with a spoon. The seeds have a tendency to fly and bounce around, so just do your best to keep it all contained. And then just scrape off any extra unwanted membrane. Next, peel off all the skin with a peeler. When you're done, it's time to shred your papaya. To shred your papaya, you'll want to use the side with the smallest cutouts. Make sure you have a firm grip. Then get shredding. For things like this, we highly recommend using a cut-proof glove, just so you don't accidentally cut yourself during the process. If you're looking to get one, we'll have a link for one in the description. Afterwards, you'll want to extract the liquid from your papaya. To do this, just take a handful of shredded papaya and using both hands, squeeze out as much liquid as you can. Doing this is going to help it absorb more of the vinegar mixture later on. Continue doing this until you've gone through all of your papaya. Once you're done, just set it aside.
Next up, you'll want to prepare your onions in a food chopper. Throw in a cup's worth of diced onions into your food chopper. And then gradually pulse the chop button. What you're looking for is somewhat of a chunky, mushy texture to your onions, but not necessarily a puree. When it looks like this, it's good to go. At this point, you have to prep just a few more vegetables. First up is your carrot. Start by peeling the outer skin of a washed large carrot. And then cut off the top. Next, cut off about 1/8 to 1/10 of the carrot. Afterwards, cut your carrot into about 1/8 inch thick slices. Take each of those circles and cut them into little strips. And then cut those strips into tiny cubes. By the end, you'll want roughly 1/4 cup's worth. Next is your red bell pepper. First, remove the stem, cut it in half, and remove the seeds. We're only using about 1/3 to 1/4 of this piece, but it's really up to you. If there's any white membrane, just cut it off and discard it. Now cut your red bell pepper into little strips. And then cut up your strips into tiny cubes, similar to how we cut up the carrots. By the time you're done, you want about 1/4 of a cup. Now it's time to prep your ginger. Take a piece of ginger and peel the skin off of a sizable chunk. And cut that chunk off of the rest of the ginger. Next, you'll want to cut it up similar to how you cut up your carrots and red bell peppers. Except this time, after you're cutting them into tiny cubes, continue to mince it. At this point, take a piece of cheesecloth and place your minced ginger in the center of it. Then pull up the edges and corners of the cheesecloth and give it a couple twists. Now just squeeze out all the juice out of the ginger into a bowl. You'll want roughly 1/2 to 3/4 of a teaspoon of ginger juice.
The last thing we like to do is prepare about 1/4 of a cup of pineapple chunks. You can cut them up however you like, but we like to cut each chunk into 3 slices, and then cut each of those slices into 3 smaller strips. Once you're done, you can finally combine all the ingredients together. In a large mixing bowl, add in your onions from earlier, your pineapple, red bell peppers, carrots, and ginger juice. Then follow it up with 1/4 of a cup of raisins, 1/2 a cup of sugar, 1/2 a cup of vinegar, 1/2 a cup of water, and 1.5 tablespoons of pineapple juice. Now, all you want to do is thoroughly mix everything together. After everything is fully incorporated, add in the liquid mixture to your papaya. We recommend spooning in and mixing the liquid mixture so that you have more control over how wet or dry your atchara is. Ours ended up measuring out to be the perfect amount, so we just poured everything into the shredded papaya. When you're done mixing your atchara, we recommend allowing it to chill in the fridge for at least a day before you eat it. If you want to extend the shelf life, you also have the option of canning it. It's talagang tasty!